Hi friends, it's me Nikki here to share with you how to put together a coffee tasting. This is something that I did recently at my sister-in-law's house for our women's group, and I want to share this as a final to my coffee series. And if you missed any of the videos in my coffee series, I share with you how to do a variety of methods such as cold brews and cappuccinos and lattes, and how to make that perfect cup of coffee in a variety of ways. So I'll put the link to that playlist below. Definitely check it out. So I hope you will take time and enjoy that series. Friends, before I get started, I want to say today is actually the last day that you can order the At Home with Nikki InStyle subscription box for the month of June. The very first box. I have been working so hard on this. I want that box every other month to be an experience for you. So if you want the very first one, which is the June one, you have to order it today, friends. The link is in the description box below. So now let's move into the purpose of the coffee tasting. You know, it's simple, friends. It's a time to just enjoy the love of coffee with family and friends. And so I wanted to keep it simple. Now, of course, you can have a tasting that's very formal, that's, very professional, but that's not what this is about. This is about having an activity or something that you can do as an after dinner kind of entertainment thing or fun little tidbit to add when you're entertaining at home. Or it's great for a women's group or something for you and your girlfriends to have as a girls' night in. So I want to start by talking about the setup. So one thing I wanted to do with this tasting, because this was done actually at my sister-in-law's home, and I wanted it to be fun. I wanted to have some takeaways. I wanted them to really enjoy the process. Even if they weren't a coffee lover, I wanted it to be an experience for them. So I thought by having coffee beans available for them to take with them would help them kind of, if they saw something they were interested in or they wanted to try pressed coffee or something, they could take it home. So I got these simple bags for $1 for a pack. This little tag that says today's good mood is brought to you by coffee. I got that from Hobby Lobby. It was a couple dollars, but I thought it was a nice little touch, very inexpensive, and it was 50% off also, so very inexpensive there. And so I had this little tray here, and I had this little glass container that I put the coffee beans in, and they can just kind of pack them a bag to take home, and I thought it was just a fun little takeaway for the coffee tasting. So the next thing is you want to have your dishware ready. Now I chose to go with individual settings. Each table has the coffee grounds there because you want them to be able to smell it and then be able to taste it and be able to touch it. So you want to give them those three aspects with the tasting. And so I also wanted to have something so that they could write down their findings. So when we tested the first one or they tasted the first one, they could write down the flavors that they're tasting. If they smell it, they can write down the flavors that they're smelling. So I definitely put that on one, each one for the setting. And definitely don't forget your pencils. And so I went to Target and just got in the Target dollar spot and got some pencils there, and it worked out great. So these are just kind of little tidbits that you want to be sure that each person has, and you want to have it set up ahead of time so that it saves time when you're kind of executing the coffee tasting. I also put cream and sugar throughout the table. I think I put 3 different sets along the table so that they didn't really have to reach or ask to pass too much. So that's one thing, so that after they taste the raw coffee as in its natural state, then they may want to put sugar and creamer in it to finish off the tasting and finish off the coffee. Another thing that I wanted to do is incorporate an activity where I share something like how to make pressed coffee. That's something that a lot of people typically don't know how to do and want to know how to do, or they see the coffee press and wonder, how do you use this thing? And so I demonstrated the coffee press during the coffee tasting, and it really went over well, and that's something that you can incorporate. But you definitely want to have your coffee pre-made, and you want to have it in a carafe so that it stays hot, because you definitely want to serve it hot. I chose to use the percolator because it makes the house smell so delicious when you're brewing it, and then it keeps the coffee hot also. But because I had only 2 percolators, I used this third one to store my third coffee. So when you're setting up your table, you want it so that it's simple. So I basically just use simple saucers little tidbits to just snack on to clean their palate and things like that. Along with, you want to put a napkin down so that everybody has a napkin. A simple spoon. I didn't do a lot of anything else, but the key thing is to make sure that they had their paper to write on. And then we did have little snacks and things ahead of time that we had. I think we had like wraps and little things to taste on before the coffee tasting. Now, as far as the coffee, I chose things like creme brulee because, of course, you can pick out those different flavors. Red velvet cupcake. When you're shopping for those coffees, check out your specialty stores because sometimes you can get a lot of fun flavors in those types of stores, and it can really make the tasting really, really fun. and then you number them 1, 2, 3, and you have your little cheat sheet so that you know which coffee is which. And what you do is you just kind of go through the first coffee and let them smell it, have them taste it. They're talking and laughing about it, trying to pick out the flavors and enjoying that cup before moving on to the next cup. And I also gave prizes out to the winner who guessed everything correct. So this definitely can be a fun activity. I hope you've enjoyed my sharing my tips on how to do a coffee tasting. So definitely let me know if you have any questions and leave me comments below, and check out my coffee series. You will enjoy that. I hope you will enjoy that. And again, the reminder, today is the last day to get the InStyle subscription box, which is my subscription box that I am putting together for you. Definitely check it out. You can even go to the website, and I have a blog post where I talk about it a little more and answer some questions that I have received. And then at the end of that, you can click on it and it'll take you directly to it. So the link is below, so definitely check it out. I hope you all are doing great. I will see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.